We are just starting Nanny Bones Kitchen, and I've got some amazing people they are going to be here with us. I don't think you can see them. They're on another screen, but I wanted to just tell you about these amazing women that are on this screen. We have Sue Downs, that's from Australia, and she got up at the crack of dawn, but it's very important she's on here because she taught me to make pumpkin soup, Aussie pumpkin soup. So Sue Downs from Australia is on. Susie Tovine, my BFF from Indiana. I'm so thrilled that she is on. My darling relative, Hope King. She's in Houston and she's on. And Donna Frost, my new Dallas BFF. And her mama, Marguerite. Marguerite is 92 years old. And these are some of the most beautiful human beings in the world. So they're on here, but today we're doing all things pumpkin. And I am so thrilled. So let's just dive in here. First of all, it's autumn in Australia and it's fall in the United States.
Spring.
Oh, it's spring. Oh my word. Sorry, Sue. It's spring in Australia. Well, okay. So keep me straight. So let's see, does this even work? Oh goodness. Let's see. I was going to light a candle in honor of fall, and we're having technical difficulties, I think. Yeah, we are. This is the only lighter that I have. So anyway, get a candle and light it. Make sure that it works. So in the fall, in the autumn, here in the United States and in your home, we want to bring the ambience of family and good food and fellowship and make memories for the people that are in our lives. It's so important. And so I want to encourage you today, don't be frightened by pumpkins. It's so easy. I had never, there you go, Donna. Okay, Donna in Dallas. My Donna Jean. Oh, I'm going to make her fabulous green and fruit salad today for you all. But anyway, some people are freaked out by pumpkin soup. And I have to tell you, this is so funny. So last night, I'd already prepared Sue, instead of cutting the pumpkins like we have, I've been with you over there in Canberra, and we cut the shell off. Well, a few weeks ago, we made pumpkin, and I was cutting, and I just sliced my finger almost. Oh, it was bad. So I got this idea to make the pumpkin, and all of you out that are, if you're on Facebook right now and you're watching this is something that I tried, and it works. I was so thrilled. I actually, Sue, I baked my pumpkins.
Oh, yummy.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Baked pumpkin.
So I pre-baked them and put them in the oven and softened it. So anyway, about 7 o'clock, Josiah comes in. He says, "Man, I'm starving. You have any food?" And I said, "Well, not really." I said, I baked some pumpkins for the Nanny Bones Kitchen tomorrow. And he said, "Oh, I'm so hungry." So I said, "You know what? It just takes a minute. We'll just make pumpkin soup right now." And that is literally, he helped me and Richard didn't help me, and we peeled the pumpkins. We had pumpkin soup done and ready to eat in 15 minutes.
Wow.
And of course he was thrilled. And Sue, you tell me, so here's what it looks like. Can you see that, everybody? And Sue tells me last night, we were talking about pumpkin soup, and I said, "Oh, I like to put whipping cream. I like to pour whipping cream on my pumpkin soup, and then I like to put a little tiny bit of maple syrup on my pumpkin soup."
Oh, wow.
And Sue tells me, "Nancy, that is so naughty."
Very naughty. Very naughty.
What, Sue?
Very naughty.
Very naughty. So I wanted to start with just showing you how easy this is. So I baked the pumpkins for about probably 35 minutes. So the thing about pumpkin that's really important is to choose the right kind of pumpkin. Isn't that right, Sue?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So you don't use the jack-o'-lantern. Besides that, that's pagan. That's what my mother used to say. Oh, we're not going to have those pagan jack-o'-lanterns in my house. She didn't allow it. But anyway, so pick a pumpkin like Queensland blue.
Yep.
And they have, that's where I saw them first time I was in Australia. But they have them right up here at the market. Queensland blue pumpkin. I think, Sue, do you think that's the best? Think that's the best kind of pumpkin?
It's the skin is very hard, but they are flavorsome. They've got a lot more flavor.
A lot more flavor. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna get this going.
And
So
to
I
bake
always-
it like you have is fabulous. It gives another dimension to flavor.
What is?
When you bake it, like you
Really?
have. Yeah, that's excellent. Baked pumpkin soup.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, so there you go. And it's so much, my husband almost died when he came in a while ago last night. And I showed him what we were doing. He said, I've almost had to have a skill saw to peel those pumpkins. And now, so anyway, so what I did was, before the show started, I melted butter, and the recipe, Pastor Jason, is the recipe posted already?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so the recipe is on here. So earlier this morning, I melted butter in the pot and I added chopped garlic, chopped onions. And so I already started cooking it. So I'm gonna add this pumpkin in right now and get that started. Okay, anybody wanna comment?
You don't have to chop it too fine because in the end, you're going to use the thunder stick. So you just put the onion in, chop it roughly, chop the pumpkin roughly. Everything can be rough at this stage because when you use the thunder stick at the end, it all blends really smooth.
So thunder stick, and I'm not sure what they call that in the United States.
Is that an emulsifier?
Like a blender.
Yeah, like a blender.
Blender.
Like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's it.
This is probably close to what Moses had when he held it over the Red Sea. Okay, so we're gonna just cook this down, but you saw what it looks like. You guys, so we ate this last night. Oh, I can't even tell you how comforting it was. This pumpkin soup took literally 15 minutes from after we peeled it to cook it. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of pumpkin soup. It is fabulous. And I have Sue Down's recipe right on the, how are we doing? We have Sue Down's recipe right on the Facebook. So if you need it, it's on there right now. Go get some pumpkin and do it. Okay.
Minus the cream, minus the maple syrup.
Minus the cream, minus the heavy whipping cream. Okay, real quick, I have to say, in our devotions this morning, guys, Richard M. and I were having devotions, and he read this scripture out of Matthew 7:9. So powerful. If we ask for something, and it was reminding us that God has the power. We just need to ask. God has what we need.
Yeah.
And I love the reading. I think it's out of the Message, but he said in Matthew 7:9, it said, he's a good father. It actually said, Sue, you guys, hope. He said, he won't give us a tarantula if we ask him for a fruit roll-up.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, it's so beautiful that we just need to ask him.
Yes.
And the word says we have not because we ask not.
Mhm.
And it's such a blessing to know a father that loves us so much. Hey, Susie, tell us about what you do while I get this going over here.
Okay. Well, I lost my son to cancer 7 years ago, and his vision was to go into the hospitals and bring hope. He always felt that he would be healed and we were going to go back in together, so he made me promise that I would do it. He passed away, and I didn't know how I would keep that promise. But my daughter and I worked together and we came up with Boxes of Hope. And we sell lovely curated gift boxes. People order them for all occasions. I just shipped one this morning for a lady that just had brain surgery, non-cancerous.
Wow. Wow.
I ship them for people that have lost their dogs. I've done birthday boxes. We do children's boxes, men's boxes, cooking boxes, all sorts. And 100% of the proceeds go to our Bags of Hope, where we go into the hospital, to the cancer units, to the infusion centers. I meet with each client and each patient and give them a bag, which is a reusable bag. We have handmade beautiful quilts that a lady has started making for me. To date, I've gotten about 30 from her. So I don't have enough for every room. So we have really lovely embroidered fleece blankets for each patient. And they contain all kinds of things, from drops to help them with the queasiness in their stomachs, to nice soft socks, body sprays that smell good, because often people that are on chemo cannot take showers because of ports. And so a body spray at least makes them feel fresher and cleaner. Just all kinds of things. Teas that are for helping to detox the body. We have little miniature travel steepers that go in their cups.
You have a
So
website, Susie? You have a website?
we do.
Okay,
Boxes.
can you tell, first of all, just let me say this. I'm getting ready to put this sirloin into this skillet that's got butter, onions, and garlic. We're starting the dinner in a pumpkin right now. But Susie, I want you to tell them this is such a worthy, amazing blessing that you're doing. And to remember Devin, and we love Devin. He preached in our church many times, and our family loved him. So you and I slept on the couch in his hospital room.
Yes, we did.
That couch was 18 inches wide, and we slept all night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your feet in my face.
Uh-huh.
I said, your feet in my face, and my feet in your face.
Exactly right.
It was lovely.
What website? Where did they go to be involved in this, Susie?
It's boxesofhopeco.com is the website.
Okay.
And the foundation, we have a nonprofit foundation. It's called Devin Strong Foundation. It's tied directly to the Boxes of Hope website. But you can order the boxes there, or some people just go and make donations. We also have people that sometimes just donate. I got, I think, 8 boxes this week donated just for our hospital bags. So
I love that so much, Susie. Thank you for being on here. They're traveling. They're actually going somewhere to meet ministers to take them to dinner, but her and her darling husband, Rick, are on the road. Thank you so much, Susie. I love you. I can't wait. You're coming out on the 17th?
very soon. Can't wait either.
Gonna celebrate. So I just wanted to add, right now, I just added salt, pepper, and kitchen crack. You know about that crack, don't you? It's a wonderful seasoning. Okay, let's hear from, let's hear a word from Hope King. She is my family. We shared grandchildren. And Hope is, I don't even know where to get started with Hope. Every one of these women that are on the screen, Pastor Jason, can anybody see these women? They can't see them. Can they hear them? Okay, good. I wish they could, all of Facebook, I wish they could see these women. They're, oh my word, so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm just honored to call them my friends. I love them so much. But Hope, we share grandkids, and I have to show you, Hope, what I've been drinking out of this morning.
Oh my word. I love it.
So we went to Philippines together, Hope and Sue and I, and those beautiful women in that gorgeous Elo church and that convention got us this wonderful mug, and I prayed for the people of the Philippines. Yeah. I drink out of this, but what an amazing event. And I look forward to more times. We've been invited to come back and to minister there. What a blessing, the most beautiful people in the world. But Hope, tell us a little bit
They can see them now.
Okay, good. You can, everybody in, good. I'm so happy you all can see them now. Hope, just, I don't know, just briefly, because I'm going to try to keep this show at a minimum, but briefly, just tell what you do. Reach Out America and whatever.
Okay. I work for a nonprofit. I volunteer, and I have for about 17 to 20 years. I'm the National Logistics Director. And when there's a disaster, I call different organizations and I do procurement and get products available to us, assigned to us, so that we can deliver those to the disaster areas. I do the logistics. I get the trucking for them. And we had Hurricane Ida down here this last few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we brought in about $2.5 million worth of products to those.
Oh my goodness.
But we had 3 churches that were our points of distribution.
Yeah.
And we brought in about $2.5 to $3 million worth of products on semis. We brought in 17 semis of products. Some of those were even double stacked.
Did you say 17, Hope?
17, yeah, 17 semis brought into those 3 distribution points. And it brought in food, it brought in, cleaning products, it brought in personal hygiene things, clothing, beverages, medicine. So it's a great organization. I volunteer my time. I'm busy with it a lot, but it's so rewarding to be able to help these disasters out. And the churches, our churches, when they receive these products, they literally just start organizing it, and cars come through. They give it to people. They pray for the people. It goes to anybody in the community that wants to come by. So it's really the hands and feet of Jesus, because they are actually able to even pray for people. They've invited them to church. I think it was Holden, Louisiana, had an incredible outbreak the following Sunday after this disaster. Many people that came through the line, they invited them. I think 5 were baptized and filled with the Holy Ghost from that initiative. So it's a worthy cause. And so I'm proud, I'm happy, I'm honored to be a part. And I love y'all so much. And thank you for bringing me on, Nan.
Oh my goodness, Hope. And you have been involved in so many, the fires in Santa Rosa.
Yes.
I don't know how many semi trucks. And Sonoma County benefited entirely. And even right here in Morgan Hill, where we live, there were, you brought in 12,000 pounds of supplies, humanitarian. I was working for encampments every week in the middle of COVID. And we distributed throughout the Bay Area, and it was you, Hope, and what you do that brought that humanitarian aid to the encampments here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And we are so grateful for your life. And you do have the most beautiful grandchildren.
Well, so do you.
That happened to be mine too. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to Donna and her mama, Marguerite, because this kind of ties in. So Donna is from Plano, and she is my new BFF Dallas friend. And her and Daryl, I have to just say this, they ministered in our church and told the story of Azusa Street. Daryl's, his relatives go back to Azusa Street. And he told the story of the Holy Spirit outpouring and how that I think it was his grandfather took a wagon and rescued William Seymour. He was about to be lynched. And I was weeping at the story of Daryl's, but I have to say this, Daryl has the most unusual, the spirit of his life.
Yes.
It makes me weep. And so we're so humbled and honored to be covenant friends with them. And then when I met her mother, she's 92 years old, and Marguerite, she baked a cake for us, and Donna and Daryl brought it out here, and Pastor Jason that has put this whole thing together for us today for NANNYBONES. He was just raving about that cake, Marguerite. So I have to just ask you, Marguerite, you've been involved in disaster relief.
Yes.
And can you just, like, you were 88 years old, still serving the communities in disaster relief. And was it Washington, D.C. that was still calling you saying, can you please come and help, Marguerite Booth?
Yes, I had the title of Guardian Angel of Disaster. Yes,
You have the title of Guardian Angel?
Guardian Angel of Disasters. Yes, and I first met you in 1990. I was on disaster duty in San Jose. That's when I
Oh, really?
church, yes. And
Can you just hold on? Let me just make a remark about what I'm cooking here. So I did the ground round. I've sauteed that. I'm adding the rice. I'm getting ready to add the stewed tomatoes into the skillet and the beef broth. And I'm going to just cook that down real beautifully. I added the thyme, but that's all in the recipe. But I just want you to know we're progressing here with this dinner and a pumpkin. Okay, Marguerite, go ahead.
yes, and that was a blessing meeting you back then. And then to meet up with you again was even a bigger blessing. But my career started in 1965 in the Small Business Administration. I worked for the regular SBA loan program. I was a documents examiner and trained, and then became a paralegal. I closed loans and dispersed money. And the first disaster I went on was in Fairbanks, Alaska. The old district director came sauntering down the hall one day and said, Marguerite, I had a call from Washington, D.C., and they want you to go to Alaska. I said, Alaska? Go home and ask my husband. My mom and my husband held down the fort for about 6 weeks when I went to Fairbanks, Alaska. So that was my first disaster. But after that, I've traveled to Guam, Hawaii, American Samoa, Rhoda, Saipan, the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. Thomas.
Los
And-
Angeles.
So
And
what you're saying to me, Marguerite, is we are never too old
never,
to bring significance
yeah,
in our world.
yes.
And when Donna, your beautiful girl, Donna, told me that they were still calling on you at 88 years old, come and help us, Marguerite.
Yeah.
We need your help. It was so inspiring. And I love you so much.
I love
Marguerite. And she's a spirit-filled mother in Zion. She's a prayer warrior. And many times in just the last while, since there was something heavy going on in our life, Donna would tell her mother, and she immediately would pray and intercede. And
Yeah.
I'm so thankful. I know you rescue people.
than anything. They're number one in my life, beside God.
Yes. Hey, Donna, tell us about what you do.
So we own Frost Interiors, and I am an interior designer. I'm licensed in the state of Texas and ASID in the United States. And I redo homes. That's what I do. And
You mine. You do.
I'm working on yours. I've done some things recently. So I work every day. We have an office, and I work with a lot of wonderful people. Sometimes it's stressful, but it's what I love to do. And so I'm a workaholic like my mom. I work as hard as she ever did.
Oh boy, does she ever.
She works harder than I did sometimes.
Yeah. So I got that gene. And
Yeah. Your
So-
name is Donna Jean, and you got her gene.
I do. Yeah, that's good. And it's Nancy Jean. So we're sisters.
Yeah.
I hooked up back with Nancy through Hope. We're really good friends. And so that's how we connected again. And then we've been to California a couple times, and they've been here a couple times. So we're moving forward.
Yes, it's such a blessing. It's interesting. She's been involved in, Donna's been involved in decorating beautiful, amazing church facilities, and has been such a blessing I think about King Solomon and when they were building the temple and how incredibly significant all of the materials and the way it was built and the plan and was to bring glory to God. And Donna, that is what you do. You bring glory to God and making things so beautiful. And every one of you women on this, every one of you on this screen today, you have a part. You know, I think about Sue Downs. Have I asked you to talk yet, Sue? I can't remember. I can't. Okay.
I'm enjoying listening.
Okay. Well, I want you to, I really can't even say specifically what I want you to talk about. I love the miracles of your life, and just being able to be in your presence is such an amazing privilege. But I mean, I'd like you to talk about the orphanage in India that I've been able to go to. I'd like you to talk about when you read about Timor-Leste and their dire straits in that country. There's so many things. I don't know. Just tell us something, Sue.
Maybe we can talk about opportunities that come our way.
Yes.
With regard to Timor-Leste, which is a very small nation just north of Australia. Very, very small. And at the particular time when I got this email, you know, the generic one that everybody sends out, and I was about to highlight and delete it. And I can't say I've heard the voice of God very many times, but I heard it this time, and the Lord spoke to me to read it. So I read the email, and basically what it said, Susie, you'd understand, it's like the infant mortality rate was enormous, you know, mothers dying in childbirth, and if the child was born, it wouldn't survive more than just months. And, you know, the statistics were mind-boggling. And my heart, and I didn't really even know anything about Timor-Leste, never, it wasn't on my radar. And I read it, and I started to feel compassion for these people. And like all of you have, obviously, you know, and I thought, well, what can I do? And then it said at the bottom, it said $17 US would help make a bag for the women of Timor-Leste to go to hospital with a little bit of dignity, you know, just some personal things in it. And I thought, you know, I can do $17. In fact, I could do a few $17, you know, that was my thinking. So I go upstairs to my husband and I tell him pretty much what I told you about the generic email and this, and this. And then I said, we need to get involved as a church. And he's like, you know, it was all too much for him because he's not on the same wavelength at that time. And
hold on. Is there any husband that's on the same wavelength?
So he said to me, what do you want me to do? I said, look, just give me the church on Sunday morning. I'll just tell them how we need to be involved. Okay, fine. So I did. I told the church pretty much about the email, the, you know, statistics and this, and this. People just came and put money at my feet. And I'm like, what am I going to do? You know, how do I'm only me. I live in the capital of Australia, thousands of miles away from this little island. But I'm to go. This is war-torn. It's in war right at this particular time when, you know, I'm talking about. And me, I'm a little bit bold, but I'm not quite that bold to go overseas and don't speak the language, don't know the people. Where am I going to go? It's very primitive. Sister Nancy can tell you how primitive it is.
Yeah.
You know, bullet holes in the room that I stayed in, and burnt buildings, and
not even let's not even talk about the roads getting there.
There are no roads. It's bush track. One time we stopped with Nancy this time, and we looked down. The road was so close to the ocean, and it had caved in.
Mhm.
You would never go near the edge of the.
I got out of the car and walked because I thought this car is going to go, and it looked like a mile down to the
Yeah.
cliff.
Oh,
I
Lord.
said, Sue, I am not driving. I'm getting out of the car and I'm walking. At least I get close to the edge of the mountain.
Oh,
As she did. So I applied to the airlines that flew in there, got some excess baggage allowance, like 5 suitcases. And this, just I did what I knew I could do from this side, not knowing what I was going to face. The first thing was my luggage didn't arrive. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I am going to be here for 1 week. I have no luggage, which means I have no goods. I only carried a little carry-on for myself, but all the things that I had taken for the people, for the refugees. And anyhow, the first miracle was the airline people come out and they said, Mrs. Downs, well, your luggage hasn't arrived today, but it'll come tomorrow morning on the first flight, 7 o'clock. Fine. That was a miracle because all what was in those suitcases would have incurred a duty, but because they brought it through, it didn't incur duty. So I'm thank you, Lord,
yes.
that would have made more money. So we go and I visit an orphanage in right up into the hills. I got back late, got into trouble because of curfew. The army weren't very pleased with that.
And you got in trouble?
Yes, a little bit of a talking to, because it's dangerous there. It's very dangerous. There's snipers and all sorts of things, but the Lord was with us. And then
So just for 1 second, let me just get a background real quick. These people were being governed by Indonesia. And when they wanted their own nation. Help me if I'm wrong. And they went in, Indonesia Army went in, and they put the people in boxcars and took it out to the ocean and dropped the boxcars with humanity, all these people in these boxcars.
Yeah.
And then they burned and destroyed the infrastructure of Timor-Leste. Is that right?
yes,
So
that's
all
right.
of this human suffering, this horrendous human suffering had come into play. Okay, go ahead, finish your story.
And that's where we were going. One of my girlfriends, she decided to come with me. So we go together and we go and we give out. We go to places where people are dying. A young boy, I remember, he was shot through the stomach. Wrong place, wrong time.
Wow.
You can't speak the language, but there's a language they all understand, and that's love. And you would know that, Susie, and Hope, just going with a package or money or whatever,
So
and
true.
show love and touch them, just lay your hand and pray with them. It was so incredible. So I talked to people about Jesus and, anyone who would listen, anyone who could understand English. And I was there for 5 days, and then I ended up in the office. And I don't know if I was transported or what, but of the Prime Minister's wife of this nation.
The Prime Minister's wife.
I ended up in her office, and we talked, and I prayed with her. I laid my hands on her. It was, I don't even know the sequence of events, how that happened, but God knows. And we've since become friends, and I've been back there many, many times now. But, when I left, our overseas missions director said, go and bless the people of East Timor. So it did. And he said he will come in at the weekend with a team and try and get a gathering. Well, we did. We had an interpreter for the church service, just a meeting, and we had 5 baptisms.
Oh,
And that was the beginning of church. It boggles my brain. I don't even understand. I don't understand it all. So,
beautiful, Sue.
So how
Too
did, so
amazing. Too amazing.
when you left Timor, had you already established some preaching points before you left?
We did that
Yeah.
time. Yep. 5 baptisms, five people now that time. And guess what? We have a Bible school now, and one of our friends went in as a medico, and his wife, and they became missionaries to these people. They learned to speak the language.
Wow.
And guess who got to preach the first Bible school graduation?
You did.
I did. It was too amazing.
Oh, awesome.
The Spirit of the Lord was there. It was
Yeah.
like, wow. And I was so excited. I said to the people, I said, through an interpreter, I said, I want to say it backwards. Wow. I just stand in awe.
Yeah.
If you would know me, I'm not really that bold. But I said to one of the army men, I said, you know Dr. Dan, who is an eccentric American doctor. He's just passed away in the last couple of years. But he would go into the villages and just give his time and his knowledge to the people there. And he said, oh, everybody knows Dr. Dan, my friend. And I use the word yobbo. Do you understand what a yobbo is?
No.
Kind of somebody a little bit off the planet type person. He said,
Like
he'll take you.
Futurist guy.
He'll take you to see Dr. Dan with all this medical stuff I have. So I get in the back of the truck with this guy and my friend. No, in my right mind, I would never do it. I wouldn't. And the reason my husband never came was because he would never have allowed me to do it.
Never have allowed.
Never. But, you know, that was incredible the way the Lord moved. And we have maybe about 6 churches in East Timor.
That's amazing.
Oh, praise.
Awesome.
Got to go visit.
Incredible.
Got to go visit
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Okay, right now I got to get back to this. What we're cooking. I
Is
am.
that what we're on here for?
We want to hear all about it. We're going to have you back, Sue. We're going to have all of
Yes.
it. I'm making Donna Jeans.
Oh,
I'm
I
making her incredible green fruit salad. Now this is so beautiful because you add in, and this recipe, I put this recipe on, you add in these mandarin oranges, you add in blackberries. I cannot wait to eat this, you guys. It looks fabulous. Okay, you just chop up a few of these green apples. I'm not peeling it. Donna, do you peel the apples?
I do not.
Good to know. So you don't peel the apples. Besides that, the most vitamins are in the peel anyway, is what they say. My mother always tried to make me eat the outside of the orange. Have you ever tried to eat? You say, Nancy, did you eat the outside of that orange? That's the best part. And it was so bitter, and I was like, no, mother, really? Anyway, so you just throw in some of these beautiful green pippin apples or whatever kind of apples that you have. Then this is so good. Now, the trick about this is you have to make this, Donna, right? Pretty close to dinner.
Right. You put the banana in last.
Avocado,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, and then you put in some bananas. Oh, you guys. And then
Yum.
Sam doesn't like onions. So Donna, I didn't chop onions. I just kind of sliced them.
That's fine. Yeah.
Is that good? Look at this beautiful salad, guys. How long does that take?
Not very long.
Beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? So put together pumpkin soup, salad. Now, I want to show you. I'm going to take this pumpkin soup off because it is ready for Moses' thunder stick.
Mm.
But I want to show you, we're really out of time, you guys. Oh, how I have loved, you know, since my mom passed, I've been so lonely in the kitchen because she always, you know, was here with me, cooking with me. Right, Hope?
Yes.
Mama. And I miss her so much. But today, my heart is full to have my precious friends, my covenant friends, my BFFs from all over the land on this screen, teaching life lessons. And I am overwhelmed with thanks, and I'm humbled for you to be on here today. I just can't tell you. I'm going to be missing you the next show that we do. But I wanted to show you. So what we're doing on this, let me just real quick show you.
Well, let me just say before we go,
Yeah, we're not going.
anyone who would travel all the way from the US to Australia in the morning, she lands at like 7. I meet her in Sydney Airport, which is an hour's flight for me. Then we get on an international flight, go to East Timor, which is about a 5-hour flight. Then we go straight over, get in the vehicle, drive maybe 8 hours, preach that night, and then come back, and she gets on a plane and goes home. Crazy lady.
So blessed, such a
We all know that anyhow.
Okay, I wanted to show you. So Richard M. cut this pumpkin, cleaned it out last night. So it's all clean. So what you do for dinner tonight, if you want, you put this ingredients, all this, everything that I've got, and it's your recipe is on right here on Facebook. Pastor Jason so kindly helped me with the graphic. It's a beautiful, actually, beautiful graphic. And so it's on here. You'll see everything that I did. But this, honestly, I cooked one earlier because I want to show you what it looks like. But this mix is so incredibly, it's dinner in itself. So you fill this up, then you put a piece of foil. You don't cook it with the top on. You put the foil on it. Okay, now watch. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to tell you there's somebody online, and I want to tell you real quick about her, and we got to sign off. But I want to tell you about Pam Simmons Denny. I want you to know about this woman. She messaged me this morning, and I couldn't remember meeting her, but we met before. But she told me about her son. Hold on, I'm going to pull this out of the oven first. Whew, this is hot. So this is, I've been baking this for about an hour and a half, you guys. This is dinner in a pumpkin. So this is not quite as, oh, here we go. So this, see the meat inside this pumpkin needs to be soft, but this is close to being done. I'm gonna put cheese on the top of this, melt the cheese, and then to serve it tonight, I'll put this, well, somehow. Maybe not.
The ladle in.
But anyway, so that, and let's see, what else was I gonna tell you? I think that's it. But I wanted to tell you about Pam Denny. Her boy is Kagan, and he has just released a project. And she just said, would you listen to my voice project? And you guys, this morning at the crack of low dawn, I wasn't for sure if I knew her or anything, but here's the thing. I want to promote young people. I want to promote people that are doing stuff for the cause of the kingdom. And this guy is Pam's son is 23 years old, Kagan. And he has just made this project, and it blew my mind when I heard his music. Actually, I called Heidi and I said, Heidi, I just sent you the link. Put Jude on this link and let him listen to this guy, because we want our kids to be inspired.
Yes.
We want Zane to do incredible things, Susie. your grandboy. We want our grandkids to be fully engaged and inspired in the kingdom causes.
Absolutely.
And when I heard this boy, what he had written, he wrote the songs. He actually produced them himself. 23 years old. He's a world changer. But I just wanted you to be aware, everyone on Facebook, all of you on Facebook, I want you to be aware, and Pam is going to, hopefully, she's on here. She was going to take her lunch break, and she was going to just put on the Facebook, Kagan Denny. And he's going to blow up. He'll probably Justin Bieber will be asking him to dinner, because this kid is a phenomenon. So I want you to go, everybody that's on here, if you're listening, I can't see today, I can't see your comments.
She put a link on it.
Okay, she put a link. So, and I miss being able to see everybody's comments, and my husband dies laughing. He said, babe, your face is as big as the moon, and you get right up in the camera, and you're like, ah! I'm always so excited to see everybody and talk to everybody. But anyway, so the link's is on the Facebook. Go and listen and buy his stuff, download it. I do feel bad because kids today and their music, when I did music, we charged whatever, $10 for a project, but now it's, when you write a song, you spend whatever, thousands of dollars, and you get 99 cents a song. So recovery will be when you're 110 years old. You'll recover what you put out on them. But anyway, anything else?
It releases November the 5th.
His death?
Yes.
November 5th, Kagan Denny is going to release his new project. Please support him. Tell your grandkids, tell your people about him. And today, whatever, I gotta shut this up, and it's really hot. It's hot here today. Whatever you can do. One time, Sue and I were talking, and we were talking about what success is. And she said, success is bringing significance to people.
Wow. Wow.
And that's
Wow.
powerful. To be the light in someone's life. Bring
Bringing God,
the hope of joy in the Lord. What, Susie?
bringing God to them.
Bringing the hope, who is Jesus Christ. Bringing the hope of the world. That is who we know is the answer for our world today. I love you all. Oh yeah, cookbook. I got a call in, actually called the publisher this morning. I didn't hear back from them. It's supposed to be done today. So hopefully we'll get the cookbook next week. They have to ship it from Indiana. My publisher, I love him so much, Dave Mahler, but he's shipping from Indiana. So we'll be getting that book to you soon. God bless you. Thank you everyone for being on here today. Thank you on Facebook. I love you. I'm going to be doing a show, and I want to cook, you guys. I want to cook this crazy burgundy beef that Heidi gave me the recipe. So be watching. See you soon.